Hello and welcome back to the Football Chat Podcast. Today is episode 139, where we're continuing our series of going through all the Premier League clubs and rebuilding their side for the 23-24 season. Today we take on probably the most daunting prospect so far. It's the Tottenham rebuild. Obviously a new manager at the helm, Ange Postecoglou in charge. That is the biggest change, but we'll start with last season, as we always do. What went wrong?
Everything.
What went wrong and when?
They were an awful football club. Genuinely tragic.
Should we start with their first manager?
Which one? I've forgotten.
It was Antonio Conte, of course, to start this campaign. There was a lot of promise going into the last season. A lot of people were quite optimistic.
Actually Conte?
It was, and a lot of Tottenham fans were very optimistic. They had a good window by all accounts. They signed players that should have fit a Conte system.
Yeah.
Diaz Spence, Ivan Perisic. They brought Richarlison. Everyone was heralding that as a great bit of business. Yves Bissouma. Yes, you were. Everyone was saying it was a good bit of business.
No, I wasn't.
Yves Bissouma as well. That was a big pickup. Yeah, we're sat here 12 months later, and they are in need of a rebuild.
They were rubbish.
But yeah.
The football they played was atrocious. Conte spent the whole year just slating how terrible his team was.
He was fed up by at least December and showed that all the way to the end.
His last game at Southampton, we literally went in there and went, my players are crap.
Yeah.
They're rubbish. They don't play
and
football,
then
they're awful.
We had Stellini. He was funny. They lost 6-1. He was sacked. That was it.
He lost 6-1. He tried to fight people. He tried a massive fight with
yeah.
I mean, that 6-1 game was just topped their season off, really, didn't it? They were absolutely awful.
Yeah.
And then, yes, so Stellini's reign didn't really last too long.
No,
it didn't. Back to Ryan Mason.
Then Ryan Mason came back, who didn't do too badly. I think some people were considering him for the proper role, the full-time role. Ultimately, though, I think they've done well by not bringing him in.
Yeah.
But Postecoglou, do you think Tottenham fans should be optimistic, or do you think this is another bad appointment?
I think it's no bad appointment.
Really?
Yeah, honestly. I think, don't get me wrong, he's a good manager. I think he's a good manager. But for what Tottenham want to do, I don't think he's managed Celtic. Who else has he managed apart from Celtic? Look when Stephen...
The Oklahoma Marinos, Melbourne Victory and Brisbane Roar.
I mean, all of them...
And the Australian national team.
All of them would give Tottenham a good game.
They would,
but
exactly.
You look how Steven Gerrard, he left Rangers, came into the Premier League, he was wiped the floor with. I know Postecoglou's probably better than Gerrard, but I just don't think he's that good. For me...
I think he's brilliant.
For me, I think he's a good appointment if Tottenham want to stay where they are, which is mid-table. If they want to push on, though, I wouldn't have brought him in. I
think this is the perfect appointment. Tottenham's greatest successful period was under Mauricio Pochettino. Pochettino did not join from a big club. He wasn't used to working with money. He wasn't used to, having it all his own way. He was at Southampton, for Christ's sake. And it's a very similar story for Ange Postecoglou. He's coming in with not a lot of expectation. There's not a lot of pressure on him. Tottenham have had loads of these big name managers: Jose Mourinho, Antonio Conte, Nuno Espirito Santo, the lesser of the three, but still some really talented coaches, people with very high, great CVs, who you'd expect to do really well, and yet it keeps failing. And I think Postecoglou is the perfect appointment. Postecoglou can channel a great ethos. He's great at building a great squad. Tactically, he's a sensational coach. And you slag him off there. You say, it's just the Scottish League, but it's the same principles. It's the same tactical principles, and I think that should translate perfectly. We saw in Europe as well how he took a side that wasn't great and managed to take on some decent teams. So I think he is the perfect appointment. Whether it'll work out at Tottenham, I don't know. That's the thing. He's a great appointment, but this is Tottenham. And I don't know if it matters who they appoint if they don't actually invest in the players that he needs. But I think he's a great appointment. You compared him there to Steven Gerrard, which is horrendous.
Well, no, I think it's a manager coming over from the Scottish League to the Premier League, where they've never managed in the Premier League before. It's a big step up.
Yeah,
because Gerrard's tactics in the Scottish League, he won the league with them. Postecoglou's done the same.
Okay. You are right in that sense, but I think Postecoglou's tactics are very different. He's also a lot more experienced than Gerrard. That was Gerrard's first role in management. Postecoglou is very experienced. He first coached a side in 2009, so it's not like he's just an ex-footballer who's started playing football. Postecoglou knows what he's doing, and he is, of course, an ex-footballer as well. Very good footballer, actually.
I'll be honest, I think any match that goes to Tottenham is a lost cause.
That is my one fear, is that this is a horrible thing for his career because it's Tottenham. But I think he's a great manager. I really rate him.
I understand why he's come, in the sense that it's the Premier League, but he's taken a massive gamble.
No, I don't know.
He has gambled on probably... I think they're going to be in trouble next year.
They're not in... What are they in trouble of?
Not relegation.
They're going down.
No, I think they'll go down, but I don't think they'll get Europe again. But
I think they will.
Let's go through the squad. And then
it all depends on one very big decision, which we'll go into in a moment. But first, we'll start with the contracts expiring. The first of which is the contract expiring this summer. Only one, and it's Lucas Moura.
That's not a big decision. They won't. That's fine.
No, I think for me, Moura is a very good footballer, but he's been fine for Tottenham. Scored some big goals, namely the Champions League semi-final. Yeah. But yeah, I think this is the perfect time to let go. It's been a decent time.
I mean, since Poch left, he's been rubbish, really.
He's not really played, which a bit of a weird one because I think he can have an impact.
Since Kulusevski came in, they suddenly just shut the door on him.
Yeah, it's not even like he's been getting many rotation minutes. So for me, I don't see a future for him. I think though he's a great option for other Premier League clubs. I wouldn't be surprised if another decent European side. I think he'd tear up the Serie A, for example, if maybe Inter Milan are looking to improve their attack. I think it'd be great. AC Milan, they need wingers, but can't be worse than Junior Messias.
He'll go somewhere. He'll definitely go somewhere.
There's going to be suitors. I think he's a great player, but hasn't worked out for whatever reason at Tottenham, in recent seasons at least. Then the big decision. 2024 comes round. The biggest thing to talk about here is Harry Kane. Of course it's Harry Kane. What else? He's in the title. He's probably in the thumbnail as well with a big X next to him. What do you see for Harry Kane's future?
He has to go. Past Tottenham managers have been too scared to sell him. Postecoglou got to get some balls and he's got to let him go.
I don't think it's a fact that you need to let him go because he's a fantastic footballer. But you have to let him go because if not, you're going to lose an asset for free. And you cannot afford to lose a £100 million asset for nothing because of your
money you can reinvest this summer. But Kane...
That doesn't fall upon the manager. That falls upon the owner. And, Levy's got to start living in the real world. Kane's got a year left on his deal. He is 31 now, 32, something like that.
That's what I'd go. Like, Kane is quite an ageing striker. Still very good, don't get me wrong. But he is ageing, and as you say, last year's contract, and it shows that the amount of money they can get for him replaces what he can do.
Yeah, I mean, so Bayern Munich have already bid twice. Their second bid, as of recording today, was €80 million. That for me is not far away from what you'd be, a realistic world getting. So I think there will be a deal done. I think Levy's got to wake up and realise he's not going to get £100 million. That's just not going to happen.
Is the way for Tottenham that Kane goes, I don't want to leave the Premier League and just stays around for a year? Because they're not going to freeze out Harry Kane.
I can't see that happening. For me.
Why would he want to go Bundesliga?
Because it's Bayern Munich.
And
there's every chance Kane, I think, can still come back in 2 years and win that Golden Boot and get enough goals.
I think for me, he would rather break that record than win 4.
Well, that's the other option, isn't it? You give him a new contract.
Yeah.
And if you can do that, I think you do that. It's Harry Kane.
It is Harry Kane, but look, it could be Erling Haaland.
Equally,
but look at who he's playing with.
Well, my only thing is he doesn't fit the Postecoglou system. Like, he just doesn't. Postecoglou likes a striker who can play on the last man, who can get in behind. Kane is someone who likes to drop in, get involved in the creative side of it, get involved with the general play, and then arrive at the box late. That's not what Postecoglou likes from his striker. If you look at Kyago Furuhashi, the Celtics forward, he's always on the last man, always trying to get in behind, always looking for that ball through. Kane's not that type of player. So for me, for the football Postecoglou wants to play this season, he just doesn't make sense.
I think Kane probably will leave to Bayern, but not because that record. Probably because if I was Harry Kane, I'd be so fed out of playing with these lot week in, week out. He has scored like 20 plus, 25 plus, 30 plus goals in the Premier League season after season, and he's still playing with absolute donuts.
And he's not won anything.
Yeah.
He's not won anything. He just doesn't...
How can a player of his quality not win anything in their career?
So if we look then at the all-time stats, he is 47 goals away from Alan Shearer.
That's another 2-3 years. He can't stay at Tottenham for another 2-3 years. Doesn't deserve that.
2-3 is a lot more than I'd say. I think he can get it done in 2. 47. He scored 26, something like that this season. He scored 30. If he keeps that up again, he'd only be 13 goals off.
Well, that's how mental it is.
So that's the thing. I could see him.
Goals in his Tottenham team.
I could see him going to Bournemouth, Bayern. I can't see him going to Bournemouth. I could see him going to Bayern for 2 years and then coming back to the Prem. Because there'll still be clubs that are going to want him.
Yeah.
Like if he says in 2 years' time, I want to come back to the Premier League, because is he? What? I'm just going to double check his age, because I don't think he's that old. Harry Kane is he's 29. He could easily go to Bayern, play 3 seasons out there, win everything for 3 years, maybe even get a Champions League title.
I think he has to leave this Tottenham ship before it sinks.
Yeah.
Because it is sinking without a trace at the moment.
And he doesn't suit the system.
No.
He would be able to finally get a bit of money for Tottenham.
There's no reason for him to stay whatsoever.
Except that record.
But
I think he can still get that by coming back.
I would rather... I think he can sacrifice that record if it means he doesn't play for Tottenham anymore.
But he can still come back. This is the thing. Even if he went to Bayern...
Not back to Tottenham.
Well, we could.
Why would he want to do that?
Because it's his boy club. It's the club he loves. He's been there his whole career. He could come back in 5 seasons, like Drogba did at Chelsea.
That's him, I'd rather.
And he could just score a goal every couple of games from the bench and get up to the 47 over a couple of years. But yeah, I think for me, Kane will come back to the Premier League, but I could see him leaving now. It's just whether
he has to.
Whether United going for him, and I don't know why United haven't, because 80 million, they're willing to spend like 50 on Højlund. Why would you not just go for 80 million Kane?
They're just idiots. They're just idiots.
And he perfectly suits what what's his completely forgotten the name. Ten Hag. What Ten Hag?
For all parties, it makes sense for Kane to leave this season.
Yeah, it does, and I think he will. I think he definitely will. That's a lot of money to reinvest.
Yeah,
but if there's any club that can throw away 80 million really quickly, it's Tottenham. Repeat of Gareth Bale's summer all over again. Yeah. They can't send Hostel, he's gone Real Madrid, but that would have been their first signing. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see how Tottenham reinvest that money. We're going to talk today about how to reinvest that money and how to actually build a side which works. Other contracts then, because Kane's not the only one going, but the other ones, I think you'd be jumping for joy if you're a Tottenham fan. Eric Dyer
has to go.
You can sell him this summer, do.
Yeah.
Because Tottenham have 4 right centre-halves and no left centre-halves.
They are all crap.
Work.
And they're all crap.
Yeah, I know.
There's not a single good centre-half at Tottenham.
There is.
Who?
Christian Romero.
But he's
car crash. He is pure chaos.
He's like a kung fu fighting and rugby tackling.
He is either one of those things. I don't think he's
won a World Cup, that man.
He has won a World Cup.
That's mental.
Yeah. For me, I think
Dyer, he's got to go.
Dyer's got to go. Davinson Sanchez.
He's got to go.
How is he there?
He's crap.
He still
he
there?
Is honestly rubbish.
He's not crap, but
no.
He's
you
not.
Watched him defend.
No, I've never seen him defend.
Yeah, exactly.
Since he joined Tottenham, he's not done any defending. I think he's a good player. I think he'll probably go Serie A and probably win the Scudetto at AC Milan or Inter Milan or something like that, and everyone will go, "Wow, he's actually really good." Because that's what happens. Tottenham players go elsewhere and they become Maldini.
Yeah.
But wouldn't be surprised to see him leave. Again, I would sell him this summer if you can.
Yeah. That's
money that can be pocketed. 5-10 mil, easy money. Ivan Perisic.
He's got to go.
I'd be inclined to sign him this summer. Only a year from when he joined on a free. I don't see the value
in him.
He was
meh.
But you signed a player who worked in a very specific system and thought he could do a job at left wing back. But now you're trying to transition to a fullback. Where's Perisic fit? He can't play left back. He can't play left wing anymore. So there is no space. Yeah. He doesn't fit in this squad. Sell him. Same for Hugo Lloris. Not that he doesn't fit in the squad. He's crap. He should have gone years ago.
And I'll just copy and paste what the recent clips. He's got to go. He's got to go.
He's crap. He's been terrible for years.
Lloris got to go. Forster got to go. Austin got to go.
Yeah. Well, Forster, no.
Yes.
He fulfills an English quota. He's a fine third choice goalkeeper or second choice goalkeeper.
If
there is no need to get rid of 3 or 4.
He started half a season.
There was enough footballers to have to try and sell this summer. Let's not add another one to that.
To be fair, if Fraser Forster isn't starting half your Premier League season, then yes, keep him. If he's starting half your Premier League season, then you should leave. Yeah. Your club should just disband.
And then Lloris is an obvious one. He's not been good enough for years.
He's crap.
There's an easy £10 million to make.
I don't really know. Because he's pulled off some worldly... He's a bit like De Gea. He's pulled off some worldly saves, but apart from that, he's rubbish.
Yeah, I don't know. I've never really rated Hugo Lloris. I think he's a fine shot stopper, and Tottenham fans love him. Tottenham fans love him. He's a loyal servant, all that sort of stuff. But he can't play the ball at his feet, which is crucial in the Premier League in the modern day.
Look at his half against Newcastle.
Yeah. For me, he is going to the French League.
Oh, anyway.
Just makes sense.
Yeah.
Just makes perfect sense to me. So, yeah, other than that, though,
Well, they're all gone. We've got through about a quarter of the squad, a fifth of the squad.
That's some of them. Should we do our squad keep or sell? Because I think there is a lot of
I think
space.
should Tottenham squad sell or sell?
Probably, yeah. Well, in the goalkeeping area, Alfie Whiteman.
He is an absolutely fine third choice.
He was on loan in Sweden in 2022, where he kept 1 clean sheet in 21 matches in the Swedish top flight. Why is he here?
Who knows? I don't even think he'd cut it in League 2.
I'd like to see it happen, just to see if he could. Because there's no evidence from here that he could do that.
If it was Sheffield United, I'd send him to Bradford PA.
Kettering.
Yeah.
One of them. Yeah, no, he's been on the bench a couple of times. He got 32 minutes in a friendly against Motherwell.
He's rubbish. They're all rubbish. Every footballer at Tottenham's rubbish.
Yeah, I don't know. He's just not... He's 24 years old.
So that leaves him with 1 goalkeeper?
Well, that does. New signing, Guillermo Vicario. Well, and Forster, of course. But what do we think of Vicario?
I've never seen him play.
Well, that's the problem.
I didn't know who he was before him.
I've seen a bit of him. I think he is a good goalkeeper. I think he's a really good goalkeeper. But he's not played in the Premier League before, so I have got reservations. But he is everything you want from a goalkeeper. Good with the ball at his feet, good shot stopper. But he is, again, he is young. He isn't Premier League experienced.
I thought they signed. I thought it was just like a random third choice.
No.
When they first signed him, I saw they've signed some random guy from Empoli.
So if we look at his numbers for this season, 31 appearances, only 7 clean sheets, but this is a very bad Empoli side. Like, let's not be.
But you can't sign an Empoli player.
Why not?
Oh, you just can't.
Empoli 14th in the Serie A. He has been immense this year. He's a very good goalkeeper. Why not sell it? Why sign him? Sorry. Only 39 goals conceded in 31 games. That's insane.
Empoli's defence. Stick him in Tottenham's defence.
Yeah, Empoli's defence is not better.
Oh,
let's be honest.
Have you seen Tottenham defend?
No, but that's the thing.
Kevin Longley, blimey.
I was surprised though to see him signed as first choice.
Yeah.
Because he has to be first choice. You can't put him on the bench.
No.
So he is definitely going. But I saw the Empoli manager speaking about him actually in the media, and he said he thinks he is one of the best young goalkeepers around, and that that Tottenham should be worried because he thinks he'll use Tottenham as a stepping stone. Which is very interesting. Very interesting from his manager. But and he also went on to say that he should have joined Inter and been their starting goalkeeper because he thinks he's that good.
Well, I guess we'll see.
High praise. Very high praise.
He's 5 goals on the opening day to Luton? Brentford. Oh dear.
Brentford don't have a striker currently.
And?
They have got Brian Abuemo. He's probably going to score a hat-trick.
Yeah.
Might have to triple captain him, get him in FPL.
Definitely.
But yeah, Vicario, I think he's going to be a good goalkeeper.
We'll have to wait and see.
A bargain, I would say, at 20 million. I don't think that's too outrageous. What? In the modern market, that is a good price to pay for a goalkeeper that was fairly flawless in the Serie A last season. Into defence, then, we've already spoken about Perisic. Ben Davies.
He's got to go.
No.
Yes, he does.
He doesn't.
He was awful last year.
He hasn't been stunning. He wasn't stunning last season, but I think there's still a good player there.
Okay.
He's a player that can do a shift. He's a leader in the dressing room. He's only 30.
The only reason I keep him around is he can play centre half or left back.
I would not have him starting. But he is your backup left back.
Yeah.
Perisic can't play there. The only other option is to keep Reggie on. That ain't happening. For me, it's an obvious.
They have like 7 players left.
Yeah.
Yeah,
they probably are. Eric Dyer, sell. Sanchez, sell. Joe Rodon.
Sell. How many games did he play last year?
So he did play. He played 3 games the first half of the campaign. They then loaned him out to Ligue 1, where he played 16 times for Rennes. But got a red card, got 2 yellows. Was fine, I guess.
Sell him. Sell him. Just sell him. Send him for free. Pay someone to take him.
You can get a couple of million for Joe Rodon, but he's not.
I don't know who's going to want him, but they can try and
a championship side, I don't know, someone like that.
Yeah.
He did all right in the top league of France.
I think we like QPR want him.
Yeah. They'll be suitors. Sergio Reguilon.
So.
Yeah. I was debating it, and then I remembered obviously that they've got a loanee returning who I think will be stunning. So yeah, Reguilon, go. Ryan Sessegnon.
So.
Between him and Ben Davies for me, you either sell Sessegnon, keep Davies, sell Davies, keep Sessegnon.
Sell Sessegnon because he has no dressing room impact.
Yeah, I don't know. I think there's a really promising young player there. He is only 23 years old. It hasn't worked out.
He's quite young, isn't he?
He's just a really good player.
Yeah.
Maybe let him go to Luton Town. That would be amazing.
Yeah, maybe give him a loan. I don't know.
He hasn't had. He played only 17 times this season, only 9 of which were starts. He's still got 2 goals in that time. I think there's a good player there.
Yeah, maybe don't sell him.
But it'll be interesting to see what Postecoglou does with him. I think maybe he stays. But if you keep him, you've got to let Ben Davies go. Then you have Christian Romero.
He's a key.
Probably the only
He's the first
solid
key for this episode. We've been recording for nearly just over 20 minutes. He's the first keep.
Yeah, he's a great player. He's
alright.
He's a bit of a hothead, bit reckless, a little bit rash, but when he doesn't just decide to sprint out of defence to tackle someone really wildly...
Pick up a yellow card and then do it again 10 minutes later and get sent off.
9 yellows and a red this season, but it's part of what makes him good.
Yeah, he is good.
A good centre-half.
And he's gone to World Cup.
Makes sense. One of the best centre-halves in Premier League.
Yeah.
I don't think that's too debatable a statement.
Yeah.
I'd only put really the City defenders, Arsenal centre-half partnership, Botman maybe. Tito Silva, of course, Fofana, up there in around conversation. I think Romero is up there. Especially,
David Carlos.
Van Dijk, a bit off the ball at the moment.
But on his day.
Of course. But on Romero's day, where he doesn't decide to kill anyone.
Cole will. There's quite a few. Anyway,
Emerson.
Sell. He's awful. He's
Up next. I've not even said his name yet, Harry's already mouthing him off. Emerson Royale.
He's one of the worst footballers I've seen.
He's not.
Yes. How did he get a green rating?
Because he's done well.
No.
He's had a good season. You can't deny he's had a good season. Since Conte's gone, he's had a good season.
He has. He's not very good.
He's fine.
He's not. I guess you can keep
But
him.
your biggest problem is that you have like 5 right backs.
I think you sell him.
I think you keep him.
I don't think you sell him. You definitely sell him.
The problem for Emerson is you've got so many right backs. What do Tottenham do?
A skill issue.
What was Emerson Royale?
Yeah.
He's had a good season. He's only 24. Stop disrespecting him.
He's only 24, to be fair.
He's a great player.
He's not, no. Great is way too far. I will give you fine player. But to call him great.
I think he's good.
Yeah.
I think he definitely did a job. I would keep Emerson Royale.
Yeah.
Jaffa Tanganga.
Sell this footballer. He's not a footballer. He's a man. He's not even a professional footballer.
I don't know.
He is woeful. He is honestly woeful.
Yeah, he's not Premier League. He's not top quality.
He's just crap.
He's played 4 games. He started twice.
Don't even go into detail. He's just crap.
He's not done well, has he?
No.
Yeah, nothing about these statistics suggests.
No, he's just awful. He is awful.
Yeah, I mean he played 3 minutes against United, a minute against Brighton. He played against Leicester. He played against Brentford.
He lost 4-1 against Leicester. He
was in the defence. He's 76.
That is so much evidence.
Yeah, he's not staying around anymore.
No, sell him for free.
He also can't play the 2, which hasn't happened this season because that's what Postecoglou's going to do.
Grand.
DJ Spence.
Play him. Just play him. He's a good player.
He's really well on loan at Rennes. Don't know whether Tottenham and Rennes have a relationship, but they sent Rodon and Spence there, so maybe. Well, even if it's not a formal relationship, potentially something going on there, but
just a nice friendly one.
Play him.
He is
how
good.
hard is it?
He's better than Royale. He's better than anyone else. He's better than Pedro Porro. He's better than all of them.
Such a good right back. Yeah. They put up an absolute bargain when they signed him,
and then just didn't play him.
Yeah.
Mental.
It screams that they just didn't recruit for Conte.
No.
And I think they're doing the same now, which worries me. But I think he's a great player. You should keep him around.
Yeah, so sign that goalkeeper before Postecoglou's even in the club.
Yeah.
How are they going to do
And Solomon and Vanson, who we'll get on to in a moment. But Destiny Udogie.
Wow. Play this man.
He's so talented.
Yes.
For everyone, all fanatics of the Serie A last season, you'll know his talents. But 33 appearances last season, 3 goals, 4 assists from left back, part of a Udinese side which pushed towards the European places in recent seasons. Last year they ended up quite a bit off, but 12th. But for most of the season they were a little higher than that. So yeah,
you have to play him.
You've got to play him.
He's so much better than any of your other fullbacks.
Yeah,
and he can play both sides, you know.
No, well he could, but you want to play him at left back. Obviously, he's left-footed. You're going to play him left back. But he's your perfect player there. For me, he starts. You can't play Perisic there. You're not playing Reggie on there. He's better than Davies. He's better than Sessegnon.
I mean, 3 of them should leave.
Probably. Destiny Udogie's starters.
Yeah.
He starts.
He has to play. I don't care that he's only 20. He could be 15.
It could be 8.
Yeah.
It can't be worse.
Could have just come out the womb.
Any that they've got at the club. Into midfielders then, Heung-min Son.
I mean, also he's a keep. He got a year younger.
Is he?
Yes.
Is he?
There is still a really good player inside Son.
There is, but he's not suited to the Postecoglou system. If this is a proper rebuild, do you sell Son?
Who? PSG.
Yeah.
PSG would have him.
If they lose Mbappe, they may well come calling. I don't know. I think so. Obviously, he's rejected Saudi Arabia. But sign both Son and Kane. That could be amazing. But I don't know. I know this will hurt Tottenham fans. I don't know with Son. I think he's a really good player, but he had a poor campaign last season.
Honestly, tragic.
And he doesn't fit Postecoglou's system. Postecoglou likes wingers who can hold the width, who like to take men on, like to take on their fullbacks man to man, 1v1. It doesn't work. He's an inside forward. He likes to cut in, likes to take shots. He loves to dribble, but not at people. I just don't know if he works. Which is weird because he won the Golden Boot the season before with 23 goals, but this season only 10. 6 assists. It's not a horrible campaign. It's not one to scream about.
He scored 10 goals.
He got 1 against Liverpool, 1 against Man United, 1 against Bournemouth, 1 against Brighton, all in the last sort of 2 months.
I don't remember him scoring 10 goals.
I don't think he scored for the first half of the season. He got a hat-trick against Leicester in September.
Oh, that's where it's all come from, isn't it?
And a handful of goals here and there.
Awful.
Yeah. He's not awful. He's a good player.
No, he's a good player. Just his last season was awful.
I think if you get the right bid, you let him leave because he doesn't fit the system. There's better out there for what Postecoglou wants from a left winger or from wingers. If you can train Son, which is weird because he's 31 now, but if you can train him to do what he wants to do it. But I can't imagine he's got long left in his contract either. The only other option is you play Son through the middle.
Yeah.
In this Postecoglou system, because he can play on the last man, which I guess is an option, but I don't think it'd be the favoured one. But I don't know.
Who knows?
He doesn't work for the Postecoglou system. If you can play him in up front or as one of the midfielders, maybe think about it. I just don't think he works as a left winger in a Postecoglou system. Yeah. But they might have to get by. Højbjerg. This is an easy keep.
Yeah,
he's a really good player.
He is really good. I don't know what he spent his last year doing.
He likes to get stuck in. He's, moves the ball well, carries the ball well. 4 goals, 5 assists. He had a good campaign by
he did.
all accounts. That's the thing. I don't think Tottenham's midfield, I don't think Tottenham's attack is necessarily bad. Their defence is just so bad. And the system just doesn't work.
I honestly think it was probably one of the worst defences in the Premier League last year. Bar Southampton, Leeds and Leicester.
And then you went down.
But apart from the relegated sides, I couldn't give you a defence that was worse than Tottenham's.
Forest.
No.
Bournemouth.
No.
They lost 7-0.
And Tottenham lost 6-1.
We did do that.
In one half.
Yeah, we did do that. No, it was 5-0 at half. 5-1 at half time. There's another goal in the second half, I think.
Yeah.
Anyway, James Maddison's just joined the club. Is he good?
He is very good.
Indeed.
Why is he here?
Well, it's Tottenham. It's a good move. I think he'll do really well.
I'd rather stay at Leicester.
He's versatile. Can play as one of the midfielders. Can play on the right. Either way, he will work in a Postecoglou system. For me, I think Postecoglou will use him in the middle because he likes to have a defensive midfielder, a box to box, and then someone that will push forward and join the attack. A creative midfielder. Yeah. Maddison's that perfect mould. Yeah. But they are going to need someone else to do that job as well. But for me, Maddison, great signing. It's sort of accidental that he works for Postecoglou because you were already agreeing to that deal before Postecoglou had signed. So, bit of a weird one. Giovanni Lo Celso.
Sell.
No. Do not sell Lo Celso. He's a really good player. He's never been given... He was given a chance to Tottenham a couple of years back, but he's not played recently. I would say try and integrate him back into the first team setup. If he's willing to stay, keep him. If he wants to leave, fair enough, you're going to have to move him on because you don't want players that don't want to be there. But if he's willing to buy into the Postecoglou system, he works perfectly as the same mould of midfielder as James Maddison. He's a decent goal scoring midfielder. He can pick up assists. He's good at getting forward from midfielder areas. I think he works as one of those two midfielders.
I suppose.
I think he's high energy, good player, works. And to be honest, there's so many other holes to patch. Just if you can keep Lo Celso, you keep Lo Celso. But I think he's a good player. Rodrigo Bentancur, it's an obvious
Keep.
one. You keep him. He's your perfect box-to-box midfielder. He will play alongside a Masson, alongside a Lo Celso, and be perfect. So
Yeah, he
for
will.
me, it makes it obvious. He isn't fit again until September, so he's going to miss the start of the season, but that shouldn't be too much of a problem.
No.
But because you've got other players. Yves Bissouma, a really difficult start to life at Tottenham.
Yeah.
But I do see a road back for him this season. I think as a defence, he could play as a DM.
Yeah.
In a Postecoglou system. I don't think he'll be bad there at all. And while he didn't have a good year this year, from watching him at Brighton, he is a good player. There is undoubted quality. You don't lose that overnight when you put on a Tottenham shirt. Well, you might, but
I was going to say, you see, I think
he is a good player.
it's hard to settle into a team when you have 3 managers and the rest of the team is complete shite.
Yeah, I think he'll have a better year next year under a manager who will
Yeah.
believe in him, who will play him in a role where he can flourish. Tanguy and Ndombele.
Sell.
It's another situation, like Lo Celso, where I just go, he's such a good player, but it's a question of whether he would be
highlight
committed
his
to the
Tottenham
club.
career was when people thought they saw, people did see him
And
running in the park.
park.
That's the highlight of his Tottenham career. That's all he ever did.
But there is a chance for him. He was great at Napoli last year. He made 40 appearances for them.
He was at Napoli.
Yeah.
When did he
40
play for
appearances.
Napoli?
Yeah, he only made 8 starts in the league. But
Right.
as a midfielder who can come in, add a bit of energy into that midfield, I just think he makes sense. He could play as either of the 2 central midfielders. I wouldn't really use him as DM, but he could play as one of the 2 central midfielders. For me, he's a really good player. And as much as Tottenham fans may be like, well, he's been crap, I want him just out of the club, he is a really good player. He is only 26. You're not going to get a great value for him. But I think if Postecoglou thinks he can do a job, you keep him.
Yeah.
Because he could play really well. Oliver Skip.
He's not horrific.
He's a good player. He's had a great U21 Euros. Yeah. I think he'll come in and do a good job in defensive midfield next season. He's really good at linking up the play. He can drop in as one of the centre-halves as well, similar to what Eric Dyer used to do before they turned him into a centre-half and that went to shit. But he can drop in between the centre-backs. He's good at moving the ball out into wide areas. He can carry the ball decently as well. Good passer, good passing range, good tackles, good interception numbers as well. So for me, he fits exactly what Postecoglou wants from a defensive midfielder. Someone that can link up the play, someone that can get involved, get stuck in, get involved in the challenges. I think he makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
And it can progress the play forward. So yeah, keep him around. Dejan Kulusevski has just joined the club for 30 million.
Regrets that.
Another weird transfer because he's an inside forward. So, again, why would you sign him? But I think Postecoglou can work with him.
Yeah, he's a good player.
Because he can go both ways, I guess. He can learn how to run at people. That's not too difficult, I don't think, to teach. He can go one-on-one with players, but it's just so stupid to go and sign people before your manager comes in.
Then full at all.
And I would have another winger. To
Yeah.
just give you a different dynamic, and we'll get onto that in a moment. Pedro Porro. My problem with Pedro Porro is that he's not a right back.
He was awful.
He's a right wing back. He wasn't awful. He had a really good end to the campaign. He had a difficult debut. Everyone slagged him off because Tim Sherwood was having a go at him on Soccer Saturday, or I think it was a Thursday night game actually. But he had a mare on his debut. Since then, he's been sublime. 3 goals, 3 assists, 15 appearances.
Yeah, that's been alright.
He's a perfect right wing back, but you're not playing wing backs anymore.
No.
So what do you do with him? Because he can't really play right back.
17 wing backs.
Are you going to play him right wing?
No.
He's a good goal scorer, a good creator.
He's.
I don't know what you do with him. Do you try and get him to play right back?
I feel so sorry for Postecoglou.
Where does he play at Sporting? I think they play a 5-back, don't they? Yeah, they do. I don't know what you do with him.
Stick him at midfield.
This is the problem. He only joined 6 months ago. You can't sell him.
No.
You might be able to sell him.
I would sell him.
I would probably... He is a good player.
Yeah.
I don't know. Good luck, Ange, if you're watching, because I don't know what you're going to do here. Harvey White, quite an easy one. Get him alone. Did alright derby last season, but a championship alone will be perfect, where he can get a few more minutes.
Yeah.
And develop well. And I think a similar sort of thinking for Pape Matar Sarr.
You have to loan out. He was tragic.
It wasn't tragic, but he's just a little bit off the pace.
Oh, he was awful.
He's really good in the final day of the season. I thought his energy in midfield was really, really good. He only played 23 minutes, but he picked up an assist in that time. I think there is a really good player there. Get him alone, Riff.
Stick me in middle midfield, and I look good against that Leeds side.
Don't look good against Leeds.
He was not great last year at all. Get him alone, move. And the other player, I'm glad that they've already sold, so I might as well bring it up. Harry Winks.
Yeah.
He's awful.
He's not awful.
Oh, he is.
He's not awful. But he's also not great.
Yeah, he is tragic.
He's fine.
He's fine for the Championship. He'll do brilliantly at Leicester. But he should never touch a Premier League football pitch ever again.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I'd agree with that. Should we get on to the forwards?
Yes.
Obviously, we've spoken about Harry Kane already. We've spoken about Lucas Moura already. So we've only really got a couple more to touch on. Richarlison. I think he's had a really difficult start of life at Tottenham, but there is a good player there.
I'd love to sell him. I really want to say sell. But I know I probably shouldn't.
He did score one goal. That's good.
Did he score in the Premier League in the end?
He scored against Liverpool, didn't he?
Oh yeah, because he
scored.
Chicken.
He took off his shirt, did the tech celebration. They scored a minute later.
Whee.
And yeah,
he's just an absolute merchant.
Merchant.
Not merchant.
Mug, mate.
Mug, that's the one.
He's a meme, really. Like he's just had a really.
Does it to himself though. You've had a poor campaign. You score one goal against Liverpool. Rather than get the win across the line and then celebrate it, you take your shirt off, you start imitating a chicken, and then you rightfully concede. You should have conceded after that. You deserved it.
He had a great World Cup. I think that proves that in a good system where he is the focal point and he could do well, I think he could start up front next season.
His attitude stinks though.
Does it?
Yes.
I think it
rolls around on the floor, taking shit. Oh.
I think his attitude stinks. I think he is a horrible player to play up against. But everything you hear about the lad, he's actually seems really sound.
I'd just go through him at any opportunity if I was centre half.
I like him. He's growing on me.
He's not growing on me.
He's a strong advocate for the women's game. He's done a lot of charity work as well. He cares a lot about a lot of the younger fans. I think he is just a really nice bloke. He is a bit of a prick on the pitch, but Diego Costa was the same. And, as a Chelsea fan, fell in love with him.
No, there's levels to it. There's levels to it.
I think he can do that for Tottenham.
There's a difference between...
this Postecoglou system suits Richarlison to a T. I think he'll do well.
Sure.
I think if you go into next season and go, well, we've only got Richarlison up front, Tottenham fans will question it. So I do think you need to have another striker if you sell Kane. But Richarlison for me will do well.
Why do they have a striker? They've got Troy Parrott.
Speaking of which, Troy Parrott.
Sell him.
He had a terrible season.
Don't loan him out ever again. Delete him.
No, don't delete him. Give him another loan move.
Don't. No.
4 goals in 34 appearances in the Championship, though. There's got to be serious questions asked.
Preston. What are you going to loan out of League One?
No, give him another Championship loan move. Someone that will create more
chances.
Send
him to the Vanarama.
Don't send.
I don't want to have to hear his name ever again.
I think you get give him another loan move. See what happens.
No.
There is a good player there. He will play in the Premier League one day. It's just probably not going to be for Tottenham. Or soon.
Who is he going to play for in the Premier League?
Southampton.
No. That is...
Che Adams, mate, has played 5 years of Premier League football.
Che Adams is clear of Troy Parrott.
He's not.
Have you seen Troy Parrott play football? No, exactly. He's not a footballer.
He's an okay. He plays football.
He's rubbish.
Okay, Brian Hill.
Speaking of rubbish,
he's not rubbish.
He's not rubbish. He's just.
I think he's exactly what Postecoglou would want.
He's so bang average.
Which about how Kulusevski isn't what Postecoglou would want. Brian Hill is.
He's
someone that can run at someone.
He's just so meh.
Good man on good in 1v1s. Great dribbler. Good chance creator. I think he works. I think he really works under Ange Postecoglou.
The best thing about him is his bonnet. And apart from that,
nice
he's got nothing else.
Even that's a bit mid. No, I think he is a good footballer.
He's just so bad.
He's got a lot to offer to Postecoglou.
I don't know.
2 goals, 2 assists in only 17 appearances in La Liga. He also won the Europa League this year, so he's got a winner's medal.
Oh no, he didn't win the Europa League. Sevilla won the Europa League.
He played 7 games. What more do you want him to do?
Oh, how many goal contributions did he get?
No.
1 assist.
What assists? Though?
1 assist.
He played every game bar...
The final?
No, he played 45 minutes in the final.
Alright.
See? He did get sent off at half
He
time.
got subbed at half time and then they scored.
And they did run it back, then they won on pens. Anyway, ignoring that, he's a good player. Right. He'll do well for Postecoglou. That's what my prediction. Dane Scarlett is your future. He is the future.
No, he's not.
Did you not what? We literally were fangirling over him at the U19s Euros last year.
Dane Scarlett is not your future. Kane Scarlett is no one's future. How old is he? 19.
He's a good player.
What did he do last year?
He was on loan at Pompey.
How many goals did he score?
6.
In how many games?
30,
Oh my god.
30 40.
And he's their future.
He's only 19. Get him a championship loan move. He will develop.
Sure.
He's a good player.
This Tottenham squad is so bad. On a whole, it is horrific. Honestly, I think it's the worst squad we've been through so far.
It's not like that is actually horrendous.
No, it isn't. Tell me a squad that's been worse than this
Mate,
squad.
Sheffield Sharp, we spent the whole time laughing at that George Baldock's Greek. Check that episode out from yesterday if you haven't already.
This week is going to be a terrible week. We've got Wolves and West Ham next.
There's a lot to do. There's a lot to see. But let's go on to improvements because we've spent a lot looking at the squad and laughing at the squad. So we've done the squad keepers out. Improvements. Now,
here we go.
First, we want to talk about how Postecoglou builds squads. I think it's quite interesting. Obviously, he's a fan of a small squad.
Yeah.
At Celtic, he had 2 players per position and an extra winger. So he's probably going to try and do the same here.
Yeah.
And I think it will. I think he's got what he needs to have that. So
Right.
I was sort of drawing something up earlier, trying to work out what he might do.
Yeah.
And I think I've got the right players in the right positions
Okay.
to make it work. So he plays a 4-3-3. We know that, of course, from his time at Celtic. Tends to become a bit of a 4-1-4-1 in possession going forward. That's more of a 4-3-4-1. No, 2-3-4-1. So both the wing backs push forward. The DM sort of sits. Centre halves on the halfway line. But so I think they've got the right sort of players to do that. I think Porro can play that role well. I think Udogie will be excellent. And I think that'll work. Skip can play that DM role. They need left-sided centre halves. They need a backup right centre half. They need to sell Dyer, Sanchez, all the other right centre backs that we've spoken about, and only keep Romero. But other than that,
they need quite a lot.
They need a lot. So left centre half is a big point of improvement. Same for a backup right centre half. Sorry. Other than that, fullbacks are good. Don't think you need much improvement there. That you'll get by with Porro and Spence at right back, Udogie Davies left back. Defensive midfield, I think you're fine. Skip and Basuma. I think we've already sorted the midfield. But they've got Bentancur Højbjerg can play left centre mid, and then Hansen Lo Celso. I was looking at Alex Scott, who I think could do that right centre mid role really well. Obviously, the Bristol City central midfielder. He would be excellent, but that's 25 million that you're going to have to price from Daniel Levy.
Jesus Christ.
You might probably more than 25 million. Actually, probably closer to that 40 million mark.
Wow.
He's a good, very, very good player. If you've not seen Alex Scott, you should. He's an excellent footballer. Lo Celso, though, will be adequate as a backup. So don't go and splash 40 mil. Daniel Levy's tight. Right wing, I think you need another option. Kulusevski's fine. You've spent money on him now. You're going to have to keep him. Left wing, not ideal that you've got Son Solomon, but Hill can do a job there as well.
Yeah, that's right, Solomon,
He's a really, really good footballer, but he's not out and out winger. He's an inside forward, so he doesn't fit a Postecoglou system. It's so frustrating.
Tottenham deserve to be relegated just because their recruitment.
But he could play through the middle again. So yeah,
I don't know.
Maybe we're trying to play as an out and out winger, hug the line. I mean, if Pep Guardiola managed to get Thierry Henry to do it, I'm sure Postecoglou can tell Manuel Solomon to do it.
Let's move on.
What?
I'm not even gonna.
Mate, if you can get one of the world's best strikers to play left wing and stand on the touchline, you can get Manuel Solomon to do it. Or someone else can get Manuel Solomon.
That is Pep Guardiola.
And
Postecoglou. There is there's the Grand Canyon between them.
That is harsh.
No, it's not.
It's harsh.
Oh, okay.
Postecoglou's not proven, but he's tactically very inept, and he is a great motivator.
I'll believe
a great man manager.
I want to see.
Look at the ethos built at the Celtic team. What?
They've got no one to compete with.
When's anyone in Scotland happy? Yeah, everyone in that Celtic squad looked happy. So he's clearly doing something right.
No one was Scottish.
Even Scott
Brown's not there anymore.
A lot of Scotland that team is Scottish, but yeah. And then up front, I think they need a starting striker to replace Harry Kane. Yeah. That goes without saying. So goalkeeper already sorted. Vicario, lovely. Centre halves, I think you need 3. We're going to start at left centre half. 2 options, first of which Mickey van der Ven. Obviously, anyone that's been watching the U21 Euros, you would have seen him playing for the Netherlands. Not the most glowing report. They got knocked out in the groups, but he is still a very good player. Had a great season at Wolfsburg. Very tall, Very tall centre-half, great in the air, good with the ball at his feet though, given his height as well. I feel like whenever you watch him play, you're just like, hang on, why is no one talking about this guy?
Yeah.
Because his name hasn't been thrown around the media much, but he is a really talented player. I think he'd adapt to the Premier League quickly because he's got that physicality. He knows how to play football, which helps. I think he'll be really good left centre-half.
Yeah.
You need left-footed centre-backs. He is a great young one. He's only 21 years old.
Yeah.
He's going to be the most expensive of the three, 35 million. I think that's a steal.
Yeah.
It's an absolute steal. Right centre-half cover then. Edmund Tapsoba. I spoke about him on the Newcastle episode on Friday for anyone that watched that. He is an excellent defender. Really strong, really physical, great in the air as well. For me, he just makes a lot of sense. Good with the ball at his feet. For what Postecoglou wants to achieve, he is perfect. And obviously, he won't start every game. Romero's going to play, but he profiles really nicely as a similar sort of player to Romero without the chaotic, sprinting forwards at players. So, yeah, that. But yeah, Tapsoba, he'll be excellent, I think.
Yeah.
And then the other player is for Kunde Medina. Now, many people may not have heard of him. He plays for Lens in Ligue 1. He's a really good footballer. Just makes a lot of sense. He can play at centre half. He can play left as a centre back, or he can play as left back. He's left footed as well. Again, similar sort of things I've been mentioning with the other ones. Tall, good with the ball at his feet, physical. Less physical than Tapsoba and Van der Ven, but still quite physical.
Yeah.
Can cover left back as well, which helps because you never know when Udogie might be injured and Davies doesn't cut it. So, same for Mickey Van der Ven. Both of them could play there. So, a lot of versatility there, which is rare in centre-half. I'd say around 30 mil for Tapsoba. I'd say around 25 mil, maybe less for Medina because you can negotiate that with Lens. Maybe 20 million. But, overall, about 90 million on the three defenders. But you've got to splash.
All your Harry Kane money.
That is all your Harry Kane money and more. But I think you got to go and invest this summer.
Levy doesn't do that though.
But they've got money left over.
Yeah.
They're going to sell Dyer, Sanchez, all of that crap. They're not bringing back Longley.
So you could probably set out half a squad.
Yeah. And you'd still be fine.
Yeah.
So I think you're fine there. I did look at Alex Scott, but 40 million, I just don't think you can justify that. On the right wing then, a backup to Kulusevski, someone that can really inject something different to this side, Takefusa Kubo.
Ooh.
It just makes so much sense. He's an out-and-out winger, can hug the touchline. We know Postecoglou's a fan of Japanese players. He's had a lot of those in the past. He's always said that he's a big fan of the Japanese players because they're often very dedicated, hard-working, very disciplined.
Yeah.
Kubo is exactly that, but Kubo's also an excellent winger. His dribbling is sensational. I did also think about Kwara Mitoma because he'd be excellent on that left-hand side. If you sell Son, throw everything you've got at Mitoma.
Why did he leave?
I don't know. Maybe Postecoglou effect. He can convince Mitoma to let go. But for me, Kubo brings goal threat. Great creator as well. He works on that right wing. And I'm a big fan of him. And I think you can probably get him 25-30 million.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Maybe a bit more, but if you want to do something well, Postecoglou, Levy's got to pull his hand out of his pocket, show a bit of money, do something. They have already spent a lot on Maddison, though. They have already spent a lot on Kulusevski, on Vicario. So that does worry me that they are then going to cheap out on other players, but hopefully they can invest in players, and I think Kubo would be a great pickup.
Yeah.
Then in the forward area, now, they're not going to be able to go for Osimhen, they're not going to go for anyone like that. They're not going to be able to challenge for Højlund or who else, I don't know, Gift Orban, Louis Openda, anyone like that. For me, the most obvious option is Dusan Vlahovic.
Oh,
he is strong, he is physical, he's a good finisher. He's had a bad start to life at Juventus, but this will be a fresh start in the Premier League, a chance for him to prove himself. He's got the physicality to play in the league. He's a great finisher. His movement's excellent. He loves to play on the shoulder of the last man. For me, he suits exactly what Postecoglou is looking for. So it's just such a no-brainer. Such a no-brainer. He's a good finisher. Makes a lot of sense. He will get goals. He will work in this team. He is, good in the air as well. Quite tall. I think Juve would accept 50 million because they've got no money.
Yeah,
they need to move him on. Or want to move him on, seemingly. I think you can get Vlahovic at a great price. And I think he's a good player. Yeah. We saw that for Fiorentina. There's no reason to suggest he wouldn't be able to rekindle that, refine that form playing for Tottenham. And if Kane goes, well, I don't know. Yeah. Maybe if you can push that Kane price up a bit more, you can go for someone else. I just think, considering there's so much to do elsewhere in the squad, I'd rather spend a load of money on the centre halves and bringing in Kubo and then maybe not have a striker because you can get by with Richarlison and Son in that role. So I don't know. Maybe look at those sort of options. Solomon could play there as well. But for me, I think you should probably bring a striker if you're selling Harry Kane.
Probably.
But yeah, so options there for Tottenham, lots to talk about. Obviously, I'm sure you guys have a lot of opinions. Do get them in the comments down below. Before we wrap up, predictions for next season for Tottenham. We did already discuss Postecoglou, and you were quite, what's the word? Unexcited by his appointment.
No.
Not really expecting a lot. But has that changed in the last hour, or are you still adamant that'll do better?
Outside Europe.
Yeah? 9th, 8th? What are you thinking?
10th.
10th? Wow.
I think they're going to really struggle.
Okay.
Really struggle. I think they could sell Kane and do what they did with Bale and just not replace him adequately. I think they'll bring in some random strike, or they'll just play Dane Scarlett or something stupid like that. Troy Parrott will start in the first game of the season.
I don't think that happened.
You never know.
Because even if they do sell Kane and don't replace him, they have Richarlison.
I just think there is at least 8 teams that are above them, and they take the European spots. And then after that, it's just a bit of a gamble to where they finish.
Okay. For me, I think Tottenham Europe. They're not playing in Europe this season, so they'll be able to rest more. I think they could go for a cup. I could see that happening. Like, maybe the Carabao, maybe the FA Cup. I don't know. I think they'll be desperate down that silverware. I think Postecoglou will target the cups because there is no European football for them. But they'll be able to rest more, be able to go far in those cup competitions. I think he'll target them because he'll know if he wins a trophy in February, then he already will have a lot of Tottenham fans on his side. So I think he'll target the cups. I think he'll put a lot.
7 Tottenham managers.
Well, exactly. Tottenham haven't won a trophy since 2000.
7 more about
2008.
20.
Well, yeah.
How many managers have they had since 2009?
I saw something.
It's got to be more than 20.
I saw something the other day, and it's like Tottenham have gone through like. No, it's not that many. It's not 20.
Really?
No, they've gone through quite a few managers like Harry Redknapp, Andre Villaboas, type of people like that. Tim Sherwood, Mauricio Pochettino, Conte, Mourinho, Nuno, those types.
Stellini,
There's loads of missed in there, of course. Well, those two weren't permanent. So
and?
Harsh on them. Well, what was Ryan Mason going to win in the last 8 games of the season?
He had a Carabao Cup final, remember? A couple of years ago. He bottled that.
That was the dumb. Why would you sack Mourinho for a cup final?
Hilarious.
That's the stupidest thing ever. But I think Postecoglou will target cups this year. I think he'll probably get one of them. I think
that sacks Jose Mourinho for a cup final is not a football club.
That's what us to lose. Might as well just say, hang on, we don't really fancy this. Yeah. You can have it, City. They did in the game, really, didn't they? But yeah, for me, I think they'll be 5th or 6th. I think they'll get Europa League football. I think they could even win a trophy, which sounds mental. But I can see it happening. They've got no Europe to focus on. There's not a lot of pressure on them. And I think Postecoglou will be keen to get silverware. So my prediction is Tottenham will win a trophy next season. I know. Insane.
Ridiculous.
Anyway.
Absolutely ridiculous.
What?
He's not a miracle worker. No,
he's pretty good.
And the fact you think they're going to be the 5th or 6th best team in the league next year.
I did not say they'll be 5th or 6th best. I said they'll finish 5th or 6th.
Exactly. That says that they're the 5th or 6th best.
I thought they'll be first best. No.
Right, let's stop. Let's stop. This is outrageous.
No, I think Tottenham will be decent next season. But I don't think there'll be anything too ridiculous.
No.
They're not going to get in the Champions League. I think they'll be at 5th or 6th though. And maybe a trophy. Maybe a trophy. They're not going to, I don't know. Anyway, let's stop talking. That is it for today. If you have enjoyed, please leave a like and subscribe if you're new around here. Hopefully, if you're a Tottenham fan, you don't feel absolutely outraged by our comments and, pitchforks in the comment section. But if you do, then please do comment it. The engagement will be very much.
Let us know. You really hated it.
Yeah. We'll be very grateful.
We will respond.
We might. Depends what you say. Anyway, yeah, that is everything for today. If you're listening on Spotify, then head on over to any of our socials to get involved with the conversation. Head on over to YouTube. I'm sure there'll be loads of comments there. But yeah, that is everything from us today. Thank you very much for watching or listening, and we'll see you next time.
See ya.